Hello, today we'll be looking at the worst first Clone Trooper minifigures from 2020 to 2023 here on G.A.R. Productions. So it's actually kind of a long list, so I'm just going to jump right into it. I hope you guys had a wonderful Thanksgiving and time with family. I know I didn't think I was going to do a video, but I ended up having a little bit extra time and getting it ready. So here we go. At the number 19 spot, there's been 19 clone troopers, just regulars. I will put a little preface. I don't have the bad patch on here because, yes, they are technically clones, but I didn't know really where to fit them. So I did just regular clones, but I did do officers and named clones. And then this is this is a mix of some of it's my opinion and then some of it's just based on quality. So there might be a couple ones that maybe should be higher, should be lower, but I really like, so I put them where they're at. But at the bottom of our list today, not a huge surprise. This is mostly due to quality, in my opinion. Commander Fox Phase 2 is at the bottom of our list today. Just could have been a better clone trooper, in my opinion. Could have done better with the printing on the helmet and the chest plate. And I know sometimes it's hard. They have printing limitations, yet Commander Fox in the past Phase 1 has been better. So I would have appreciated the same level. And I know it probably wasn't easy with his color scheme, but nonetheless, I think they could have done a better job, and he just wasn't that great. So he is at the bottom of the list. Number 18th spot, we have Captain Vaughn. Just again, wish they could have done more. Wish they had redone the helmet, at least done a different color. It's very hard, to tell that he's any different than the regular 332nd. So he ends up at the bottom of the list. Towards the bottom, I should say. The number 17th spot, I have the new 212th Troopers. Mostly it's just that printing on the helmet. Yes, the helmet holes I don't like. That's part of the reason you'll see a lot of the helmet hole troopers down lower is because of the helmet holes. And I know people have various opinions, but in my opinion, I don't like them. I wish they'd come up with something else. Or bare minimum, if a trooper doesn't really need it in the set, I mean, for the first year that they had helmet hole troopers, they were producing non-helmet hole troopers with the 187th at the same time. They could have done it both. I don't know how expensive it would be to maintain both production lines. I think that would be a better quality to have non-helmet hole helmets with the troopers don't need it, like the Coruscant Guard gunship. The Coruscant Guard wouldn't have helmet holes because they don't need them. Same thing with the 212th, and that might have brought their printing up where this actually comes to a point that if that had been the case, this trooper had been up towards the top of the list, as well as the Coruscant Guard you'll see in a couple of spaces. They would have been in the top 10, but it pushes them below the top 10, in my opinion, due to that. But yes, the 212th, because of the helmet holes, and the misprint more so because they had the print better on the previous 212 troopers. They had it perfect. So even if the coloring on the first one was a bit weird, but they were kind of going for the Clone Wars, which, yeah, sometimes in the 212th and the Clone Wars looks yellow. I don't know why, but they do, like in Season 4. Not so much Season 7, but Season 4 they look yellow, so I can't fault Lego too much for that. Because they were going off the source material, and they kind of looked yellow sometimes, not going to lie. So, but nonetheless, that's not the one we're talking about. This one, 212th, 2022 is at number 17. At the number 16 spot, I have the new 332nd Troopers. Again, kind of same thing, prints a little different. Not as bad as we thought it was going to be, but still not as good as the original. So, and the helmet holes, again, didn't really need it for them, so puts it at the 16th spot. Number 15, I have the new Captain Rex Phase 2. Now, I actually really like this Captain Rex. I don't have him yet, but I think he's a really good minifigure. It's just some of the other troopers, I think, in my opinion, are better on the list, even though I'd like to put him higher. Just not getting the cloth camo when he was a figure designed to just stand. And then just other little differences that they could have done a little bit better. Probably would have helped him get up higher, but just the biggest thing of there was no excuse not to give him a comma. Besides, we just want to do it all around. I don't agree with it, but I can somewhat understand like Fox not getting one in a playset and the 187th Commander not getting one for a playset if you want to stand on that hill, but Captain Rex was made to be displayed standing up, so there's not really an excuse for that, in my opinion. So that puts him at the 15, even though I actually really like him. If it was a more towards a personal list, he'd probably be up higher because I actually really like and look forward to getting him at some point. At the number 14th spot, it's actually, most of these are actually, I really enjoy. The rest of this list was, even Captain Rex up, was kind of hard to decide where do I put them. So the bottom 5 was kind of easy, the bottom 4 were kind of easy. The rest of these was kind of like, this is kind of hard. So at number 14, I have the 501st Officer. I really like the figure. Again, just the same thing. I do also like the blue printing straight from Battlefront 2. Really like that detail. I will praise them for that. The thing I don't like, again, no comma. I think they could get away with it, but that's the reason that he's kind of down here. I think he's the weakest trooper in the set, so that's kind of why he's down here. Number 13, I have the Coruscant Guard Clone Trooper, really good trooper. I look forward to getting them, especially next year in the battle pack, and possibly the Keller and Beck Grogu's Escape. I just heard that this week that is not the case, that we're getting 2 shock troopers for sure. We actually don't know, so stay tuned. I will let you guys know when I find out. Number 12, I have the Phase 2 Clone Gunner from the ATTE. I actually have one of those, but don't have the ATT yet. Really like him. So, again, not really that he's a bad trooper. Besides the helmet holes, it's just all the other ones. It was hard for this all the way up. So number 11, I have the Clone Commander Phase 1 from like the ATT or the LAAT gunship UCS set and the Clone Accessory Pack. Mostly just like the other clones better on the list. That's why. Number 10th, or I think they're just a little bit better, maybe a little bit less controversy around them too, that he just, poor guy gets a lot of controversy around him, so, and I wish we had got some different variants based on how many sets he came in, so I just don't like the way they released him, so that kind of hurts him, unfortunately. His quality's good, his placement was a bit off, in my opinion. Number 10th, we have the 501st Heavy Trooper. Really love his backpack. I've talked about him before, I think, in my review, so you guys can check out that 501st Battle Pack review to hear more of my thoughts on those troopers, but still a really good figure. Number 9th, I have the 187th Commander. Really like that trooper. Again, puts him towards the bottom of the list of in the top 10, bottom of the top 10 is the waist comma. Number 8, I have the 501st Specialist. Really the best minifigure out of that battle pack. Perhaps, honestly, in my opinion, just for overall look and accuracy, maybe the best clone trooper of 2023. An amazing clone trooper. I know I might be, people might disagree with me, and you guys can, voice your opinions down in the comments on that, but perhaps the best trooper, in my opinion, from this year. Really love that trooper. Number 7th, I have the 187th. Love those troopers. Again, just other figures are maybe just a bit better or more well-known maybe, or more desirable just in general, higher in the list, so that's kind of what it put it down here at 7th. Number 6, I have the Phase 1 clone troopers from the accessory pack. Very good figures. Wish I could army build them more, only was able to get a couple, so they're not still terribly expensive. They're like $10 a trooper, which is an impossible army build, but considering the set was $15, kind of expensive, but not the worst thing to army build. Number 5, breaking the number 5 spot, I have Commander Cody, a figure we were waiting forever for. Yes, it is unfortunate because he started the genesis of needing the helmet holes, but nonetheless, LEGO did a really good job on Commander Cody, and I think he's a very good figure, and he breaks the top 5 spot. Number 4th, I have the 501st Jet Trooper from the 2020 501st Clone Troopers Battle Pack. Really like that trooper. Didn't think we were going to get him. That's why I really, really like him, because it's a trooper we didn't really expect to get, but I'm very thankful we did get because I really like them. The number 3rd spot, I have the 332nd from the AAT. Just some nostalgia of wanting him and just the Clone Wars. Hindsight, maybe some other clones could have been higher on the list and he further down, but for the moment he came out, that's what he helps kind of carry me, and just the whole arc of, I just watched Victory and Death again yesterday, and just bittersweet to watch that episode, and he kind of helps just that completion, that bittersweetness of the end of the Clone Wars, so that's what helps him get to number 3 spot. The number 2 spot, comment down below. I think you guys probably, if you've been paying attention and know your clones pretty well, you know what the last 2 are. Comment before you listen, if you want to, what you think number 2 and number 1 spot. So number 2 spot is the 212th Airborne, the clone in my profile picture. That is the number 2 spot. The best 212th Airborne I think we've gotten. Love the last comma clone that we got with a comma. Just an amazing clone trooper. I only have one. I wish I had more, but I was like, I didn't really want to spend $20 on a figure, before Ryan's like, oh, I really like this figure, I'm going to buy a bunch. And then everyone else is like, oh, let's buy a bunch too. And he went to $65 in a month. I still remember that last August. He was only like $20, and then he went to $65 within a month. So little crazy. But he is at the number 2nd spot. And then the number 1st spot, I know they've pretty much won every worst of first, but it's just such an amazing set and amazing figure that, yep, it's the 501st regular trooper here at the number 1 spot. I know, maybe a little predictable, but it's such an amazing set, and amazing to the community of what we were able to accomplish, what Ryan was able to accomplish, getting the set, and just such an amazing lineup. They nailed the Clone Troopers. So he does, I think, rightly deserve, just based on quality, quantity of how you could get them, and just nostalgia and meaning to the Lego Star Wars community. That's what puts him at the number one spot, the 501st Regular Trooper. So that's going to do it for today, guys. I hope you guys had, just a wonderful Thanksgiving. Stay tuned next week. Make sure you comment back on earlier, or either this week's episode or this video or last Q&A for next week's Q&A. And then also next week, I think I'm going to do like a Christmas buyer's guide for people of maybe what sets to be thinking about for if you want to buy, get something for people that like Lego, Lego Star Wars in particular. I don't really know Lego well enough to tell you what to get, but Lego Star Wars I do know, and just give people some ideas if they have someone that they know that they like Lego Star Wars, and if they kind of know what genre they like of some sets to think about getting for those people. So hope you guys have had a wonderful Thanksgiving and a good time with family, and hopefully, I'm recording this before Black Friday, hopefully there were some good deals that some of us were able to get that you guys can get, and hopefully I let you guys know and maybe that helped you guys get the set you were looking for. So thank you guys so much for watching. I will catch you guys next time.